Floss Tube, it's Jody, Simply Stitching Ocala. Welcome back. You do not need to readjust your screen, as normally I only record once a month, but I have some framed finishes that I'm excited to share. My husband's out mowing the grass. Hopefully you can't hear that. And so I thought, why not? Why not just come on here? So sorry, it's a different time of day recording, so I do realize that I'm probably gonna have like glasses glare. Maybe if I move back a little bit, it's not as bad. So I do apologize if I have that sometime, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So, life update, not much going on. I'm still looking for a remote job. I left my job just with the health issues and stuff going on. And I was with that place for 3 years, and I don't want to go back. So, you know, I do like administrative project management type stuff. So if anybody out there has a remote job, it's part-time, ideally Tuesday through Thursday would be great, so I could still watch Corbin. That would be like my ideal. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Anyways, so I'm not going to start with my finishes first, even though like I really want to. I think I'm just going to start with my whips, just to show you. So let's get started. And then at the end, I'll do the giveaways and do a little bit of a store update with a really good giveaway to my store. So stay tuned for that. But let's start out with, so well, this is like a finish, but it's a whip. So maybe I shouldn't have started with this. So this is, let me get the pattern. This is this is Summer Trio by Brenda Gervais. And it's a pattern of 3. So I did finish that middle one. So I did finish that since last time I've seen you. And then I started on this one that has the bird. Is that little tiny start that I had right there. But I probably won't fully finish it until I have all 3 of them done. My plan is to make them pillows for my dough bowl is the plan. And I am stitching that on 20 count Spindrift by Cedar River Linen, which is the called for color. Sorry, I'm just gonna like stick this in here so it doesn't get messed up. Okay, again, this is the ongoing whip that you saw behind it. So it's this Happy Morning by Plum Street. Now, I did have several people message me. So on the back of the chart are the flosses for the light color, but inside they give you a conversion for the light color and the dark color because it is different. And then I also changed on mine. And I don't know if I'd be able to tell. I changed on my barn the 2 colors that they had in the dark version. And I can't recall right this second, but I did change it because it was like the main part of the barn was like so much, it just looked so pink to me. Like both of the colors were pink instead of red. So anyways, I did want to show that I know this is like my like forever ongoing whip, that I did do all of these vines and flowers that still need to get filled in. And I did this whole peacock and that urn, but it still needs to get more filled in. But so I did work on this on 2 Mondays for Big Beautiful Monday. Because my goal would really, like I said, my goal last time, I don't know if I'm going to meet it. Again, for whatever reason, this 20 count is like a tight weave. This is Fiber on a Whim by Night Sky. It's darker and it seems like a really tight weave, so it's hard for me to see. So I feel like I can't always work on it a lot. I can only work in like little times. And so I worked on it 2 Mondays. So at least I'm making some progress, but May, June, July, that only the end of August. I guess that gives me like 3.5 months because I started August 31st of 2023. So Yeah, that was a goal I set for myself. But when I tell you, I mean, and that's only like a third of the barn, which is what I love about the piece, right? I love the barn. It's a lot of stitching, a lot of stitching. So, anyways, I'm going to try to consciously try on Mondays to make that, like, even if I just work on it one night a week. I say day, I stitch at night. Unless it's on the weekend, sometimes I stitch during the day, but otherwise it's at night. And the next one is, sorry if you hear that. It's my husband doing yard work outside my window right now. So the next one, this is the Be Kind Sampler by Stacy Nash. And I'm using Legacy Fiber Arts 20 count covered bridge. It's still in the hoop because I was working on it. And so I will show, let me just hold this. So this is the pattern. It's a PDF that I printed. And then this, you can see, is where I am so far. And I have changed the colors, as you can tell. So I did a full conversion to color and cotton, but I don't love stitching that much white on the flowers. And so I changed my flowers, the light pink, the two different shades of pink in these flowers in the border are Gretel and Princess from Color and Cotton. And then the dark, this color is Velveteen. I have like this whole floss ring of colors pulled, but I'm still like, as I go, I'm kind of still picking and tweaking. So, but I really like this, and I want to add this to my stitchy wall that I'm currently working on, that I will show you later, that I currently have 3 custom framed pieces. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, the next one, even though I told myself, like, I'm trying not to do, I've been like always been a seasonal stitcher, but I couldn't help it. Nicole Spohr showed this on her floss tube, and it's out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine summer 2025. And so I went on, it wasn't actually from them, it was from like a magazine place, which if I have that link, I'll put it below. But and I downloaded the magazine, purchased it and downloaded the magazine, because this is so cute. It's called Let Freedom Ring, and it's by October Fiber House. And so it's a long skinny pillow. And last year I had done the long skinny pillow, which now I can't think, I'm drawing a blank on what the name was. Something flag, Faded Flag. I think Faded Flag is it. And so I decided not to use as bright of colors as this. They're like a little bit more muted, and some from the colors that I used last year. So the colors that I'm using are Gentle Arts Whitewash, Dungarees, Old Red Paint, and Freedom. And yes, I still have it in the hoop, don't yell at me, but that's where I've gotten so far. So I'm trying hard to concentrate on my stitchy wall and not, but I just put up my Patriotic last weekend, which is early. I normally have it up for May for Memorial Day, and then June till 4th of July, and then I take it down. But we have friends coming tomorrow from out of town, and so I was like, last weekend I was like, I gotta put it up because I won't be able to do it next weekend. I just love Patriotic, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I did post a story of like the enormous amount of Patriotic stitching I have, but it doesn't matter. I will still do more. Like, I can still have more in dough bowls, stick little things on shelves. So there is that With Thy Needle and Thread, and I can't think what the name of it is right now, with the cart that's Patriotic and the sheep's pulling it, and I have that pattern. I think I showed it last time. I really do want to start that also, but the next whip is one that I really need to work on for a reason. Sorry for the noise. So the next one I started since the last time I saw you, is called Spring Chickens Pinkeep by Stacy Nash. And I'm doing it on a porcelain by Roxy Floss Co. And I think I changed a couple. I think I've changed a couple colors, but that's where I am so far. And like these, sometimes you see Pinkeep and you're like, oh, that's a little pillow. It's cute. No, this is almost on 20 count. It's almost a 9x9, which is great. And I picked it for a specific reason. So I've talked about the whole gonna do a stitchy wall, and I will hopefully maybe put a picture over here of the hallway, and you will see that in the hallway that I'm talking about, there is the thermostat that's not even centered. They didn't even center it on the wall. My husband said, it's wherever the 2x4 was. I'm like, I know, but they didn't even center it. I don't know, that bothers me. But I really was trying to think of a way to disguise that. And, you know, and some of the people that I've talked to about it were like, oh, but it may not register, you know, this and that. Anyway, so I did some research. And, you know, people in Airbnbs, hotels, whatever, you know, they have those plastic lock boxes over it so that you can't mess with it. And so I was looking up, and so our Ecobee thermostat, the sensors are on the bottom. And so when you look up those plastic lockbox things, they have all like slits in the bottom for airflow. And so I was like, okay, well, as long as I get something with airflow, I want to cover it so it has airflow. And our thermostat is on like, it's on a temperature during the day, and then 10 o'clock at night, it goes to a different temperature. Because we like a little bit cooler when we sleep. Anyways, so at first I had thought about, and I bought a couple different ones, put a shelf over it if it came out far enough, you know, put a shelf that had like filigree, you know, was open or whatever, but I couldn't really find one. And then I was like, God, this shelf is gonna, it just seems like it's gonna stick out so far from the wall and like all the things, right? So then I decided, I was like, this will work. Now, right now, so I'm gonna use a tobacco basket that I already had. This actually had a stitch in it that I had a saying and a stitch in it that I had for Easter that I ripped out and redid that so that I could use this. And literally though, the stitch itself will cover like almost this whole area. But this is, you know, it's not the profile away from the wall, won't be a lot. And it's completely vented, right? There's holes everywhere for the thermostat. And I feel like this also goes my house. I mean, not my stitching room, obviously, but my house is very farmhousey. And so I thought, what better? This would be the perfect size for this stitch to be on here and cover the wall. So I do have 3 stitch pieces, but I feel like I don't want to put them up until I put this up, right? But I only have this tiny bit done so far, and it's a huge pattern. It really is. It's a lot of stitching. It's a lot of stitching, I should say. The border, it's a lot of border. I've heard that the border is a lot of stitching. Anyways, so my thought is I may put up just the basket over it, and it's wide enough on this side that I'm just going to use command strips as well, not nailing anything into the wall. Just so I have it up there. It won't look right, obviously, to start with because it's going to be blank, but just then I can start putting the pieces I want out from there for my stitchy wall. But I didn't want to do that yet until I showed y'all my finishes on here. So let me put this down. So I will show you my finishes now. So I will say that I had custom frames made from Hobby Lobby, but I did not have them, again, do the framing. I'm doing the framing myself. I also bought, I'm using the tutorial. I watched Lori Holtz and then this other gentleman, Greg something. If I have the video, I'll link it down below. That's a framer. And just use kind of like a mashup between the two of them. So I do cut a piece of, not foam core, but I can't think what it's called. I can look at it, it's right there. Anyways, here, let me just grab it. A small piece of it, like this, whatever. I don't know why. It's not cardstock. I can't think what the name of it is. I know y'all are yelling at the screen. So anyways, I use this, and then I put a piece of quilt batting down, just Warm and Natural that I have on hand. I put that down, and then I lace from the back, which I'll show you how bad they look. It's fine, it doesn't matter. I don't feel like I'm gonna cover the back. I know that in Lori Holt's tutorial, she covers the back with paper, but I don't necessarily feel that I need to do that. And then I bought one of these off of Amazon, which is called, I did take a screenshot, which I can link down below, but it's called a point driver picture frame. So, you know, you just push in the side and then you click the handle and it puts those little black things that you bend up on picture frames to hold it in. So I just, again, I know some people said that they have had decent luck. I just, you know, I just feel like I'm okay to do it myself. And so I'm excited now that I finally tried it. I was nervous, but super excited. So the first one I framed was Friendship Garden. Here, let me put this behind it just because there's a lot going on my wall behind it. Was Friendship Garden. And I did have so many people, you know, reached out saying, or made comments, you know, that they love this pattern. They just didn't love that the flower word was not all in one line. And so what I would tell people too is if you decide you want to stitch it, I did not chart it out. I pretty much winged it and added the flowers and such. But if you would like, I could take close-up pictures of my wording so that you can do your wording like that if you would like. So this is a frame from Hobby Lobby. And this is what my back looks like. It's not pretty. But these are the little points I was talking about that you shoot in. And in case anybody wants to know, this one is called Black Rustic Leaf. And I think it turned out really great. It's easy. I literally just take the board. Obviously this is a cut piece from a board, but I literally just take the board and like I'll make markings down here, and then I just cut it, and that's how I get the board to then just lace on. So if I ever want to take this off, I can take it off. It's not on there permanently with glue or adhesive or anything. It's just the stitching, then the batting, and then it's wrapped around and then lovely laced. But so that is the first piece. And then I'm just going to use the framing command hooks, you know, that are Velcro and stick to your wall, so that as I get more pieces, if I decide I want to shift something around, that I can shift it around. So that's the first one. The next one is Every Opening Flower. Put that behind it. So it's reading a little bit different in the camera. This one is called Aged Teal. Yeah, it's looking like it's cutting off more green in the camera, and it's not. It's more blue. I'm not sure why it's showing up like that, but it looks really good with my finished piece. I'm super happy with how it came out and the framing. And again, in my last video, like I said, I did change the house color and the bluebird colors and the blue stitching up here. I did change those to 2 different color and cotton colors, blues, just because I felt like the called for Mountain Mist, I believe it was. I'm not sure because I don't have the pattern right this second, but mine was very green looking, and I didn't want it to be green. So super happy about that. And that's Every Opening Flower. And then the last one, which I literally picked up today from Hobby Lobby and already have it in the frame. This one is a daily reminder. And I just love how that one turned out. This frame is called White Rustic. And originally I had picked a frame that had an 8x10 opening, and it worked great on the sides, but the top and the bottom were like, it was cutting off part of the stitching. And I was like, oh, it's only $12, you know, on sale. I'll just live with it. And the more I kept looking at it and looking at it, I'm like, okay, you're trying to make this wall that you've wanted to make. So, you know, this custom frame, because this size is a 9.5 by 8.5. So this custom size was like $40. And I am still gonna try the art to frame that Chris the Camping Stitcher and Carrie Tiger Lily have used. I am gonna try that. I just didn't still on this one because I was undecided. But then I just really decided that I did like the rustic off-white with it, with the lettering and the fence. So I don't think I could hold all three of them together, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna try. So I'm just super excited to have all these soon going up on the wall. So I only have 3, but it's a start. And I just feel like if I have that basket up there blocking the thermostat, I will like it even better. So, all right, next we will move on to, I just have a little bit of haul, which is just fabric. So I will show that. So I was able to, I immediately saw when Treehouse Fiber Arts posted about Legacy Fiber Arts linen, which I don't get the linen, I get 20 count. So this color is 20 count low tide, really pretty neutral. Very like light tan. I know it's not showing up the best. It's a different time of day. With a little bit of green, blue undertones. And then this one is called, this is another 20 count. This is called Schooner. And it's like a, not even like a peach. I don't know. No, it's more of like a creamsicle, I would say. Creamsicle type color. So that's really pretty. And then my friend Jess she was going to Coloring Cotton, and she's like, do you want anything? And I was like, yes, please. The last few times that she has gone, they really haven't had any 20 count. I said, if they have any 20 count, you know, will you video, let me know. So she was like, oh, they have some 20 counts. So really glad and super happy that she asked. So I got this 20 count from Coloring Cotton called Lucky Penny. It's a really pretty gray blue. It's blue with gray undertones. This one is called Dove, which is really pretty. It's like a tanny brown. The next one, oh, I love this one. So this one is Pistachio, which I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. And then afterwards, I realized that I pre-ordered that. So hopefully that'll be coming soon from Colored Cotton. When they did your pre-order, I was like, well, no wonder I like it. But they already had it in the store in 20 count. So I'm glad, because I think I got a half yard of it. And then the last one that she got me is called Siren Song. And it's just like a really light, like just a hint of like a blue gray cast to it. But really pretty. Really pretty. And then I do have a couple of others. Oh my gosh, I did have another finish. I just saw it. Okay, sorry, not a fully finished, but I did finish my first animal cracker, which is Bobbin. And I am going to do Maggie May, but I requested, and I don't know if you guys have seen this on Instagram. Her name is Wendy Cut One and she had posted this of her Maggie May, and I was like, oh, I love that color conversion. So I had messaged her and she very sweetly sent me her color conversion. So thank you so much, Wendy. And it's all Gentle Arts. So I'm gonna get those flosses because I want my rabbit. I want her to look like that. I don't know if I'm gonna have it in time. My plan is I would like to have it so I can do some outline so that when I'm at my retreat in 2 weeks from today, that I would have that for fill-in, but we'll see. Before I go on to giveaways, I will just show you, which is part haul, but then it's part, you know, from my Etsy store, which just surpassed this week. I had a sale because it was my 1 year anniversary, but I just wanted to show you, and I don't know how much is left in the store currently. I just added a bunch of XJU Design fabrics. So I had added 40 count linen, 36 count linen, 14, 16, and 20 count Aida. So I'm just going to show you again. I don't know what's left. I have another order in with them. So hopefully I'll have more in 2-ish weeks, but I just wanted to show you this color. So this is, I'll show you the 36 counts. This is light nougat, which is such a pretty count. The next one is Grandma's Slip, which I'm sure you guys have seen that one. It's super pretty. This one is called Morning Coffee. Just going to go through them quick. This one is called Little Bunny. Old Sheep. And then last but not least, the Dark Soil. So there should still be some 36 count Dark Soil. I'm pretty sure that should still be in there. But then for my own personal, I'll just show you. And again, some of these may still be in the store also. So 20 count, this is, I love this. It's Rocky Mountain. Really pretty. And then I got this old linen, also in 20 count. So if you'd like, you can go over to simplystitchingocala.etsy.com and see if they have any left on there. If I have any left on there. If not, check back. And I do try to put things on my stories. If you're on Instagram on stories, you know, please, you know that I put a lot of information on there. All right, so giveaways from last time. So let me announce the winners of the giveaways. All right, so the first one, number 1, was Woodland Witch by With Thy Needle and Thread. And then also a finishing bundle from my store to finish your cross stitch. So it was 4 fat quarters, Lori Holt vintage trim rickrack, and some felt for the back of your pillow. And I will try to put the screenshots here also, but the winner of that is Sharon Mahone 1656. So Sharon Mahone 1656, if that's you, please email me at the email address below, which is simplystitchingocala@gmail.com, and let me know, and I will get that out to you. The next one, sorry, I have like a hair, I think it's stuck on my glasses, sorry. The next one was Friendship Garden by Plum Street Stamper, and this is my copy, but again, I normally just take pictures and work from my tablet. And the winner of this one, I'm just going to spell it, is JANHIETPAS 4929, and I will try to put that here as well. Again, if you just email me and let me know that you won that. And the last one is Every Opening Flower by With Thy Needle and Thread, and that was the copy that I had used. And the winner on that, and I will again try to put it here, is Cindy J. Price 527. So again, just email me with the email below and let me know which one you have won. And then I wanted to do like a special giveaway since I did just pass my 1 year anniversary with my Etsy store. So what I thought I would do is If you go to my Etsy store, I'll make sure it's linked in the beginning, and it's simplystitchingocala.etsy.com, and tell me something that you like in my store. A pattern, a fat quarter bundle, a stitching bundle, a needle minder, you know, tell me something that you like in the store, and I will draw a winner from that. And it's going to be $25 worth of any merchandise in the store. Plus, obviously, I will ship it to you. So just as a way to say thank you so much for all of you that have supported me this last year. It's been an adventure, and I only hope to continue growing. So anyways, I will try in the next week or so. I hope to have my stitching wall up, and I will make sure to put it on Instagram so that you can see it up. And then of course next time I'll make sure that I put it in the pictures of the video. And I plan on recording after the retreat, which I go to the retreat May 16th to the 19th, I think. Welcome Stitchery in Minnesota, which is Teresa Koga and Chantel. So I plan to record after that. I did already do like a little video that'll be inserted into that about my retreat gifts and such, because they'll already be given. And so I wanted to make sure that I recorded on that. And then something also that I'm doing as a gift, I'm also going to record a little tutorial on how I made it. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining me and sharing in my adventure of cross stitching and creating my new stitching wall. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. So happy stitching, friends. Bye.